Right, 9 October 2024. And today I'm going to be giving you a quick update on two specific issues. So I'm not going to take a long time, but I'll try to cover this as comprehensively as possible. And I want to start with, obviously, what has happened today at the National Heroes Acre. So what happened today was very important. And to those who know, they've observed the massive developments that took place. Specifically, the burial of Tshinga Dube saw certain people being there and certain people not being there. And those who were there, they are mostly lining up to become the next in line, to become the next leaders in Zimbabwe. So whoever was there, you could tell that this was the most important event. There were people there like Anna, Christopher, and Monica Mchangwa, definitely lining themselves up to become the next in line. Mnangagwa, heavy security as usual. Mnangagwa is walking around like he's heavily guarded, as if someone wants to take him out. And you know for a fact that Mnangagwa is a big target, big fat target. Look at Mnangagwa, the only man with a scarf. If someone wanted to take him out, very easy. I don't know why he would wear a scarf in a group like this. He's the only one with a scarf here. Then obviously, we had this guy here. So the guy you're looking at on your left there, one of the most powerful people in Zimbabwe, that is Tshinga Dube. That guy, at one point, the only person with a license to import fuel into Zimbabwe, according to my sources. So that is a very smart man. You didn't see him talking at all. When he was supposed to talk, he just kept quiet and stood there looking like he's no one. This is one of the wealthiest guys in Zimbabwe. The guy you're looking at on your right is one of the kids of Tshinga Dube. He's the one who ran the businesses for Tshinga Dube. And all the stuff that you saw being done at Highlanders and at Skyz Metro, he was behind all those things. He was also behind many business deals. So that is according to my sources. I don't know these people that I'm talking about, and I will never know them the way that other people know, but I'm giving you what I know and what I hear people talking about when we have conversations. So that is the family of Tshinga Dube, very interesting family. And Matabeleland has suffered a huge loss because Tshinga Dube was a godfather. When I'm talking about the godfather, I'm talking about both the opposition and the ZANU-PF side. Tshinga Dube was a godfather. He was in charge. He was a leader of the people of Matabeleland, much more higher than anyone that you know. That is why you saw people like Obert and Mpofu were not prominently here. You could not see them there. That is because he is at a higher level, or was at a higher level than anyone else in Matabeleland. And this is what Mnangagwa hated about Tshinga Dube. Mnangagwa did not forgive Tshinga Dube for the fact that he was a guru in the production of weapons, especially bombs. So the specialty of Tshinga Dube was bomb making. So according to my sources, he is or was a bomb maker, someone who knew how to create explosives and weapons. And you know what happened at White City Stadium. So he was also there when that thing went boom. And up to this day, no one has been identified as the source of that bombing. And there is suspicions about who was behind those bombings, who threw that bomb, where it came from, how it entered the stadium, how security was so poor around Mnangagwa. So there is a lot surrounding Mnangagwa and Tshinga Dube, especially his role as the godfather of Matabeleland and also the ZAPU properties. So the issue of the ZAPU properties is connected to the Mafela Trust, of which Tshinga Dube, I think, was the chairperson or high up inside the Mafela Trust. There is a lot of unhappiness among the ZAPU regarding the properties of ZAPU. And Mnangagwa has never been accepted in Matabeleland. No matter how hard he tries, Mnangagwa has never been accepted in Matabeleland. The person who was accepted was Tshinga Dube, who was seen as the godfather of all of Matabeleland after the death of Dumizo Dawengwa. And at this very point, he was de facto the prime minister of Matabeleland, Tshinga Dube. He was very high and very well respected. The Highlanders fans, you saw what happened today, you saw what happened last week. This man was taking care of the region. That is what made Mnangagwa very unhappy. And when the opportunity came for Tshinga Dube to be made vice president, Mnangagwa did not allow it. So Tshinga Dube was supposed to be the vice president, but Mnangagwa did not allow it because he did not trust Tshinga Dube. He did not like him. And he thought that Tshinga Dube was going to do worse to him because Tshinga Dube was very connected to the military, very much a part of the military. Unlike if you look at Kembo Mohadi has got no power, he's got no influence, no one takes him seriously, and he makes mistakes by himself. When he's walking, when Kembo Mohadi is walking by himself, he just makes mistakes, strategic mistakes, without being bothered or being asked. It's not like Tshinga Dube. Tshinga Dube did not make mistakes. Tshinga Dube was a man that was very strategic and that knew how to exercise power. So when I talk about power, I'm talking about influence. If you look at Kembo Mohadi cannot influence anything. He does not know what to do. If you ask him in Matabeleland who is who, he does not know. Whereas Tshinga Dube knew everyone and everyone came to him. And when it came time to speak up, he did not hesitate or stutter. So this man did not stutter, he did not hesitate. He went straight to the top and he talked to Mnangagwa like an equal, which is something that annoyed Mnangagwa a lot. Someone talking to him directly, it made Mnangagwa very unhappy. And that is why he was prevented from becoming the vice president of Zimbabwe. At the time when he was supposed to be the vice president, he was next in line to become the vice president of Zimbabwe at that time. So let's look at what he did. He was at the Zimbabwe Defense Industries, was the Matabeleland Development Foundation, was at Mafela Trust, was at MDC, was in Tel 1, was at NRZ, and at Marangi Resources. This man had a lot of influence, was in a lot of things, and also he had his own personal businesses, as I said, with his son over there that I just showed you. That man, Mutulisi, one of the most successful business people in Zimbabwe, according to my sources. I don't want to claim to know him. I've never seen him. I've never talked to him. But according to my sources, this is the man who was very close to Tagurei, which is why Sakunda ended up supporting or sponsoring Highlanders. And also, I do not know his relationship with people like Scott Sakupanya, who also sponsored Highlanders. And I do not know their relationship with the Skyz Metro. If you remember, I once talked about Skyz Metro and I said Babongile Skonjwa was at school with me. And so I naturally have interest in Skyz Metro. And guess who was sponsoring Skyz Metro? Skyz Metro was sponsored by the Zimbabwe military. And you can Google it. I'm not talking things that I am making up here. The Zimbabwe military sponsored Skyz Metro. And that is because of the influence of Tshinga Dube. And given the fact that Skyz Metro has such a big influence among the young people, within Bulawayo and the military being involved there, it's clear what was happening. Tshinga Dube exercising his authority all over Matabeleland, and a godfather. So a godfather that took control and he was not afraid to exercise power. He talked to a lot of people directly, and Mnangagwa doesn't like that. Mnangagwa likes to be the only person that talks to people directly. So Mnangagwa can phone Gambakwe on his phone, or he can phone a billionaire on his phone. That is what he likes. He doesn't like other people doing it. And that is one of the big reasons why Mnangagwa does not like Tshinga Dube. So I think I've covered that partly. I don't know if I've left anything. Mnangagwa very annoyed by Tshinga Dube. And I wanted to mention something that Mnangagwa said today, which is to say the media and NGOs must not speak about certain things that are bad for the country or for the structures of the country. The only thing I can say to Mnangagwa is release the people. Release 66 people that you've put in jail for over 114 days. And stop arresting ordinary people, Mnangagwa. And Mnangagwa, we're not going to stop until Mnangagwa is gone. Because the biggest problem with Mnangagwa is he does things that are bad for the investment, bad for investors. Do you think someone is stupid enough to invest in a country where the leaders of the opposition are in jail for 114 days without trial? So those are the kind of things I'm talking about. Don't ask people to be patriotic when you've got opposition leaders like Timba, Ngarivume, you've got Dubeko just got out, you've got all these guys who are in jail. Don't ask people to like you. So Mnangagwa must understand why people don't like him. And a lot of people in ZANU-PF do not agree with him. That's why you saw that those people were only released when Mnangagwa was out of the country. So if Mnangagwa wants the country to do well, stop arresting people and release the people that you've put in jail right now. So that is my input to it. And very interesting. I saw George Charamba laughing when Mdara was choking. So I hope that they didn't see you, Charamba, laughing when Mdara was choking on his water. Right, so I think I've covered that. Now, I want to go to a very important topic. And this is the topic of sausage tree, right? Sausage tree, Mumve. I wanted to explain to guys what's happening and what you need to know about safety, what you need to know about the effectiveness, and what is happening. So Mumve has gone crazy in Zimbabwe. It has run out in all shops. Today we sent people to do a survey. Most shops have run out. And in South Africa, they've started selling out imports from all over the place because of the demand. So I want to show you guys how this thing works and what you should know, the dangers and the side effects and the dosage, so that you don't make mistakes, because I helped some guys to get it. And I'm also going to be helping a number of guys to get it. So let's start with what is Mumve. So Mumve is made up of 5 parts: the tree, the roots, the bark, the fruit, and the liquid flower. So I've given you the 5 parts. What people are harvesting is the bark and the fruit and the roots. They all do different things. So you must know that you cannot buy Mumve from people that you don't know, because that thing is too powerful. So don't buy it from people that you don't know. Buy from a shop, buy from a manufacturer. If you cannot buy from a shop or a manufacturer, go to a herbalist. So I've said to you that this thing has run out in the shops that I normally refer people to, but there are websites in South Africa where you can buy the thing. However, you must know that it's not the same thing. The bark is not the same as the root. It's not the same as the fruit. It's not the same as the, what do you call that thing? Flour, liquid. As I explained, those things are different than the 2 different things. They're also not homogeneous. So if you buy a Mumve from me or from a supplier that I give you, It's not the same as the one in Harare. It's not the same as the one in another town. Those are two different things. So you must have your specific place where you buy. And what are the benefits? What does it do? So according to what I have been telling you here, if you've got a 1 liter engine, it becomes a 3 liter engine. And if you don't stop drinking, it keeps growing until it becomes a 5 liter engine. But you don't want that. Then your engine becomes a 1 kickstart engine. So if you have, normally you have to crank your engine, now it becomes a 1 start engine, 1 start kick or 1 kickstart engine. Then there are guys who've got problems with prostate. If you've got prostate issues, and when you are going to the urinal, you stand there and you're trying to, whatever, then it takes you 2 minutes and other guys are already walking away. That assists. And then inflammation, blood sugar, blood pressure, skin health, eyesight, and muscle growth. When we talk about muscle growth, the older guys, they lack strength. So when I say they lack strength, is if you hold your own hand, right? Right now, as I say, hold your own hand. Do you feel anything? If you feel nothing, you don't have strength. So if you hold your own hand, right, and you don't feel pain from holding yourself hard, you don't have strength. That's your test of strength. How strong are you? If you give you a bottle to open, can you open it? Or you call your son? Yeah, that is strength. So it helps with all that. And I can explain that to you. And then let's go to the advantages and dosages. Obviously, simple dosage. 1 tablespoon in the morning with hot water, 1 in the evening with hot water. Non-toxic, no test for the back. And I know an old guy who was preparing it, and I was watching him prepare it. Very interesting. So kudara, majara eta kana makadzera 3 and 4. And mapana wamerukutambura nemukadzi wari. Yeah. So that is how they used to do it. They used to make sure that vanodya mushonga. But this is not the purpose. The reason why you are struggling so much is because you got some other issues going on. So this thing treats a whole bunch of diseases. And then let's go to the side effects. So listen very carefully to the side effects. Because this thing increases your testosterone levels, your body is going to try to fight back, and it includes your estrogen. I'm not a doctor, but I'm telling you what I heard. And therefore, you're going to have high levels of testosterone and high levels of estrogen. And what does that mean? It means as your engine grows from 1 liter to 3 liter, other things are also growing. For example, you might find yourself growing breasts. That is what I've heard. Kuti, if you overdo it for a long time, you might have other growths that you don't necessarily like. So don't overdo it. When I say don't overdo it, I mean don't go for, let's say, 60 days drinking that thing. Take breaks. So after about a month, 30 days, which I recommend, stop totally and don't take it every day. Only take it when you've got a match. That is what you need to do. So when you say Mombo Mira, because it's too much, that thing is too strong. I don't know what is in that tree, but it's too strong. So after 30 days of taking, stop and then only use it when you need to. For example, if you've got a diabetes, then you only take it on the days when you know that you've eaten a lot of sugar or you're going to eat starch, then you take it those days. But monitor yourself very, very carefully. So I said growth in other areas, too much estrogen and testosterone. And the other side effects is obviously dependence. Newspaper where 8 times a day. That is a problem. And then you must know when to stop. Don't keep going. With any help, don't keep going. And then my recommendations is monitor for side effects. So check yourself, Kuti. You're not growing like breast tissue, and you're not having other side effects. Make sure you check yourself. If you've got diabetes, check your blood regularly for sugar levels. Otherwise, they become too low or too high, I don't know. And then stop for a month. You can also use it externally if you're not using it internally, externally is fine because it will never be an overdose. And then use it when needed and avoid buying from people you don't know. So don't ever buy something you eat that you don't know where it came from. Who made that thing? Which are they authorized to make it? Are they approved? Do they have a certificate? Are they a herbalist? That is what you do when you're drinking herbs. So for the guys in Harare, I think I've given you enough information here. I know guys in Harare are just going to the markets to buy. We have mixed the bark with the fruit, with the leaves. That is not how it's supposed to be done. So buy this thing from a reputable source and follow the instructions that I've given you today. I've done my best here from all the research that I've done, and I want to make sure that you get the correct stuff. So I think I've covered this. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to be traveling to Washington. I said this yesterday. I'm just waiting for my paperwork, for my visas. If that comes out, I will let you know when I'm going over there. We're going to be looking at making sure that we bring attention to the 68 people that are in jail. So Mnangagwa, if you're smart, release the people right now. We're going overseas and we're going to make sure that it's known that Mnangagwa has kept people 68 days in jail. Sorry, 114 days in jail. And I'm going to rewrite my letters. I'll write again to the presidents of Tanzania, Botswana, Zambia, and South Africa. And I'll let them know that we're now going to the United Nations because Mnangagwa is still keeping those people in jail. Mnangagwa, Arguraiban, Nzara. And then I will let you know how it goes. We're also going to be opening some sort of group where we're going to be doing some things together. So I will let you know very, very soon. I'm still working with some guys in Zimbabwe so that we have a lot of issues with people not gathering capital together. So we're going to work on something very, very soon, and I'll let you know about it. Now, let's look at the comments and close. And the Derryboard guys and ZANU-PF guys, I want them to understand. I don't hate Derryboard as a company. And I don't care, actually, because I don't drink milk. All I'm saying is what is happening in Zimbabwe is a problem. And they went out yesterday trying to attack me. The problem with Derryboard is they're making products in US dollars and selling it in ZiG. And they're making losses and hiding those losses. Eventually, they're going to have to close. So if you're a Derryboard, don't listen to lies. Mnangagwa must stop the ZiG. And the people, the lecturers today were not paid for September, their September salaries. All the lecturers in Zimbabwe, except for Chinoi and a few other universities, have not been paid their September salaries. Mnangagwa paid the people. That's what I want to say. Guys, it's so simple. This thing is collapsing around us. Mnangagwa's government is collapsing and he's failing dismally, Mnangagwa. And tomorrow he'll be at Mine Entra. Let's see what he says when he speaks over there. Then Mkoma Simbarashi says something about Jeff Judah. What is he about? I don't know Jeff Judah. I told you that he came to Zambia and ran away. He didn't go to Mulungushi. Then once again, Mkoma Simbarashi, I'll talk about important people. What is the name of Mumve in English? It's sausage tree, Mkoma Bongani, or sausage fruit. It's very powerful. And in fact, it's very dangerous. And then Mkoma Temba, how to use it. I've already said here, how to use it. And I will write an article on Gambakwe and I'll share it tomorrow. I'll take this thing that I did here today and then Mkoma Lam says, why do you advertise Mve so much? Because it's running out in all the shops. So let me explain. All the shops in Harare, in Bulawayo, South Africa, they're running out of this thing. And people are being stopped from cutting trees. They are going all over Zimbabwe, getting the fruit, but not getting the bark. So people are busy eating the fruit, not knowing that you must eat the bark. So if you're eating the fruit right now, you're eating the wrong thing. Maybe. So just ask your herbalist. That's why I'm saying I'm trying to give you information here so that you don't eat the wrong things. And then Mkoma Princess, they're lying. Someone who was brave enough to tell the truth about Zimbabwe, may his soul rest in peace. Zimbabwe has lost a son of Emerson a hero, gallant son of the soul, Emerson Mnangagwa, he thinks is God. Yes, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say Emerson likes Tshinga. Then Mkoma Paradise says, good evening, Mkoma Gambakwe. Thank you very much, Mkoma. And yesterday I was still telling you a story, right? When my internet went down. So I'm walking. This happens a lot these days. I'm walking from the gym and I do a long walk for like 20 kilometers every morning. So guys are driving and they see me. They're on the other side of the freeway. They drive and they come around to greet me. And they stop their car in the middle of the road. And I greet them and I say to them, guys, you have to go because they're right in the center of the road. This is happening so much. And guys, if you see me on the road, don't stop. Just call me on my number and talk to me there. Because you're probably scaring me, thinking with the boys the ZANU around the matter. So just call me. Don't drive around and try to greet me. It's dangerous also for traffic. And it's probably not safe for me to keep greeting people on the road. And then Mkoma Paradise says, good evening, Mkoma Gambakwe. Yes, who else have I left here? Mkoma Dusani, thank you to everyone. Right, so I think we've covered everything. Let's recap. Tshinga Dube, one of the most powerful forces in Matabeleland. Mnangagwa did not like it. He was supposed to make him vice president, but he didn't, because Tshinga Dube was the godfather of Matabeleland, the most loved person and the most in charge person in Matabeleland, someone who has left a big mark and a big hole in Matabeleland. There is not going to be any other person like Tshinga Dube. And the person who is going to try to come next is Obert Mpofu. You're going to see him. He's going to try to materialize as a vice president after Kembo Mohadi goes, because Kembo Mohadi is totally ineffective and Kembo Mohadi has got no influence. Kembo Mohadi cannot even influence a soccer match. He's never done anything for anyone in Matabeleland. But Obert Mpofu is going to try to jump in there, although he has been absent. You have never seen Obert Mpofu doing anything in Matabeleland. He considers himself someone from Mashonaland, and he's considered himself to be not a ZAPU member. So he doesn't consider himself a ZAPU member. When he says ZAPU members, he feels bad. Obert Mpofu. That's why he didn't go there. Like, I don't know if he was there, he was right at the back. The only person I saw was Joy Charamba laughing when Dara was choking on his water. That is the only person I saw there. Joy Charamba. I don't know why he was laughing, because Dara choked twice today when he was talking. Then let's see what else here that I want to say. So I've covered that. Most powerful person, Highlanders, is going to struggle afterwards, but the sun is there. This man here, Mtulis Dube, powerful guy, massive contract to supply fuel into Zimbabwe through Sakunda, one of the wealthiest youngsters in Zimbabwe, and his father has left him quite a lot of money. Very smart guy. You saw him quiet, didn't talk, let the sister talk, but he's actually very, very wealthy young man and an established business person himself. So you won't see much about him. He's very, very smart guy. Then, as I said, I've given you guys all the instructions of how to use the inventory, which is running out. The product is running out so much that suppliers in Harare have cut down the size. So they used to sell it in 5 kg. They are now down to 50 grams. That is how high the demand is. They've cut down the size. So be very careful when you're taking herbs. Don't take herbs without instructions. So I've decided to just do these instructions that I gave you here. And to recap, buy from the right sources. Don't go over 30 days. And also, the other thing I wanted to say was watch for side effects. So one of the side effects, as I said, is if you find yourself as a man and your chest is growing breasts, then that means you've overdone it. You must stop. You must now chill. Your engine is now okay. You can't keep going that way, because as estrogen goes, your prostate, I don't know, estrogen, testosterone, those things, they're going up and down. And use the proper herbalist if you're not buying from a shop. So be careful, guys, because this thing is flying off the shelves. A lot of people are buying, but they don't know why they're buying, and they don't have proper instructions of what to do. And then Koma sign, he says, you and Chamisa are crooks. You can't put me and Chamisa on the same level. Chamisa chibaba, chivanu. Chamisa is uko kutenga inini ndiri pasi panyika. You see the difference between me and Chamisa? That is it. Inini ndiri panyika, Chamisa ari kumberi uko. Then Koma Christopher says, you're right, Gambakwe. I was in Zimbabwe. I got one inventory in my food. Myself, I take fruits and dry them and make it powder. It works for me very well. Yes, Nkoma Christopher, a 1 liter engine is now a 5 liter engine and it no longer needs cranking. So yeah, I hope that works for you. But remember, the bark is not the same as the fruit. It's not the same as the leaves. It's not the same as the liquid. And what else? The roots. 5 parts. You must know what you're taking. Don't just take. And don't listen to those old ladies who will be telling you, Pasha, engage. So listen to me. I'm the one guy who really cares about you, and I'm giving you information for free. Guys, I really enjoy talking to you here, and I appreciate all your support that you're giving us. We are going to a new level now where we need to change our country. Mnangagwa has failed. Mnangagwa is a total failure, and his policies have damaged our country. They've made our people hungry, and he's embarrassing us. And our guys are in jail. Guys, the 68 guys who are in jail right now for 114 days are representing you and me. And don't wait for anyone else to show disgust at what Mnangagwa is doing. Mnangagwa is disgusting. And his behavior of arresting people and keeping them in jail for days and days, months and months, that's disgusting behavior. And it needs to stop. And we don't like it. I would like to thank all of you for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. And a good night.